Hello, how are you? My fans and curious friends, I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Now, before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, and Stitcher. Download this episode, unplug from life, and dive all into episode 8 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. Today's show is called Stand Up or Lay Down. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. Welcome to the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. I'm difficult and demanding, but you can think about the possibility of calling me Tara. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I am keeping it real, and this episode will challenge your point of view. I am going to tell you how to deal with a coworker, a friend, a family member that gets on your damn nerves. Of course, this is in my crazy bubble of a world inside my head. I will also give you the real scoop on Melania Trump's cyberbullying platform. It may not be another batch of hocus pocus from the Trump family. Well, what are you doing? Stop fiddling with shit, be still, and listen to the entire episode. Did I get your attention? Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am ending it with plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my website with this episode's real talk questions. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me again. Before I begin, I would like to do a shout out. I would like to say thank you so much for those who are following me and downloading my episodes. I would like to say hi to my curious friends. What's a curious friend? Well, a curious friend is a person who likes what they hear, but they haven't made an actual commitment yet, like following me on Instagram or Twitter. And then I have my sneak peepers. Those are my stalkers who don't want me to know who they are because, they're not following me on Instagram or Twitter, but they enjoy listening to my uncensored take on everything in this world. So what I have to say to you guys, my sneak peepers, is, grow some balls, man the fuck up, do what you have to do, and make a commitment, because I'm not going anywhere. And you and I both know that you're not going anywhere. So let's get into this together. Today's episode is called Stand Up or Lay Down. And for some of you dirty ass mind motherfuckers, you probably thought I was talking about fucking, right? Well, in your wildest wet dream, which you may have tonight of me, but no, that's not what this show is about, unfortunately or fortunately. Stand up means standing up for something you believe in, standing up for a cause. Lay down means either you're taking it up the ass, you're a doormat, or maybe you're taking a different approach. You're taking a passive approach to achieve your goals. But that's what this is about, this show, Stand Up or Lay Down. I'm trying to figure out or shed some light on, is one approach better than the other? Or does it not really matter at the end of the day, as long as we accomplish the goal or meet our intentions. So that's what I want you to keep in mind as you listen. Is one way better than the other? I don't know. It really doesn't fucking matter. What matters is, people do what's right for them, and the decision that they make is self-honoring. Now, I was reading an article, and I believe it was from Time magazine, which makes sense. What I'm going to talk about coming from Time is some, another sliver of bullshit. But here we go. It was talking about how to deal with a negative coworker, a person that complains and you want that person to stop. So again, you're at work, you're at home, you're at the grocery store, whatever. And the same person keeps coming to you every time they see you talking about some nonsense. Basically, they're dumping their shit onto you. And time again, you are trying to be a nice, polite, compassionate, considerate person. Initially, it was fun, someone else that, was complaining besides yourself, and you were there and you probably found some of it funny, and you probably, laid some shit of your own out to feel better. But after a while, you basically moved on from things that were bothering you. And this person is attracted to you like a magnet, just keeps coming back and dumping their shit onto you. And this article gave 3 pieces of advice on how you should handle this person. Now, they were looking at it from a standpoint of a coworker, but I believe this could apply to a family member, a church member, a coworker, best friend, an associate, whoever, whatever. Somebody's getting on your nerves and they keep coming to you with some negativity. This article is telling you how to deal with it. Now, the first piece of advice they told you to do or say is ask if they want advice from you or they just want to vent. Now, this is some stupid ass shit. You know, and I know from past experience what the fuck they want to do. They're coming to you to take their shit, their bucket of shit, hot, steaming bullshit from their life, and they're coming to dump that shit on you and move the fuck on with their day. If they really wanted advice, they wouldn't give you all of that unnecessary nonsense. They would get straight to the point. So Susie comes up to you and say, hey, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, my boyfriend's ba 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 ba, or my boss is ba ba ba, da 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 ba 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 ba. And you're sitting here saying, nodding your head like a fucking bobblehead. You and I both know this person is not going to do shit about shit. Because if they were going to do something about it, they would have already had a plan in place. So if your stupid ass go ahead and ask this person, hey, do you want advice from me or do you want to vent? They're going to look at you like, fool, can't you figure this shit out? I'm coming to ruin your motherfucking day so I can have a great day. So why are you asking me if I want to vent or if I want advice? Because I am coming to fuck your happiness. Someone fucked my happiness. So guess what? I am giving the gift of fucking someone's happiness to you. Because you are the sucker fool who keeps letting me come and talk to them every single time. So I take my shit, I dump it on you, and I go away feeling cleaner, lighter, and happy. Because your 2-bit fool ass keeps taking the shit that I am delivering. The second piece of advice they give is help them frame the issue. Help them frame the issue. That means you have to listen to a whole diatribe of nonsense that's draining, that's taking away your positive light and energy so you can help them frame it. Fuck framing a problem. First of all, you don't give a fuck. So if you don't give a fuck, why would you help a motherfucker frame a problem? That's the problem to begin with. You've been too busy listening to their bullshit, and that is why they keep coming to you. You've been making a frame, and that motherfucker's been breaking the frame. You make the frame, they break the frame. You make the frame, they break the frame. That is why they keep coming back to you every time they see your sucker ass, because you've been framing the problem, and then they've been taking the frame, they've been stomping on it, fucking throwing it against the wall, and disregarding it, and then they come back and dump the same shit and more shit onto you. So my advice is fuck framing a problem. Tell the motherfuckers, look, I don't care. Cough in their face. Start digging up your nose. Whatever. Do anything you can to get them to say, this person is not in the right state of mind and I should leave them the fuck alone and take my problems with me. That's what you should do. Fuck framing a problem. You know what you do? Frame your damn self. Frame yourself as crazy, cruel, and not giving a fuck. And that way, whoever it is that keeps coming back to you day in and day out, they will act like they don't know your crazy ass and will try to stay as far away from you as possible. And then you can just sit there and giggle to yourself because you framed yourself, got rid of their messy ass problems and them, and you can go about having a blessed and bliss day. Now, their last piece of advice was for you to strongly encourage them to create actionable next steps. You sound like a motherfucker therapist solving other people's problems. Now, if you were a life coach or a therapist and this bitch was paying you to help them create next steps, that would make sense. But you're not that. And if you're at work, you have a job to do. So unless you want to get fired for creating next steps for some shit that ain't got to do with your job, you keep doing that. Or if you want to help someone that's not your friend take care of their shit, when you are trying to get your bills paid, you're going to be homeless, living in your car because you were too busy helping someone else create actionable next steps for their issues when you haven't even dealt with your own issues because you're allocating your time to the wrong place. So what I suggest is don't read this stupid ass shit from Time magazine. And what you should do is tell the person, look, I don't have time for this. I have my own problems. And you need to go suck a duck, go get your shit together, or go find another two-bit ass fucking fool because I ain't she and she ain't me because I'm done. Now, when you have something that benefits me and that's uplifting and joyous and brings positivity to my life, which I can then turn give some to your life. But if you come to me with this Debbie Downer bullshit, you need to move the fuck on, take that duck that I just told you to suck, and just don't come back. Now, probably can't do that at work. So what I suggest you do is you start farting, sniffing, and scratching some shit that you're not supposed to. Act like you have a rash, rabies. I don't give a fuck what you at, crabs, whatever. Act like something is wrong with you and make those motherfuckers not want to come back in your cubicle ever again. Now, if it's a family member or a friend, you could be a lot more trifling and do some more nasty shit to get them to leave you the fuck alone. And long as you don't have a I don't give a fuck attitude when they go spread some rumors to your other family members about your weird shit you were doing, that's fine. But you got to nip the shit in the bud. All this mollycoddling and all this other nonsense, all that's going to make a person do is look at you as a weak ass fucker. And they're going to keep coming back and they're going to keep suckering your ass and wasting your goddamn time and your life energy for. So don't listen to this magazine. Don't do it. Listen to me. Life is too fucking short to be dealing with nonsense. And move ahead. Melania Trump. She is the First Lady of the United States. And all First Ladies, they have to choose a platform, a cause, something that they are passionate about and they want to make a difference in the world, challenging, changing points of views, or setting up foundations to support this cause. And what she chose was cyberbullying. Cyberbullying. Now, cyberbullying is basically a bully that's a person who's a bully who uses the internet and social media to intimidate, threaten, cause mental and emotional harm. Now, if I take a step back, then after I take that step back, I kind of turn myself to get another point of view or perspective. I would think, what must her life be like? Like, seriously. What must her life be like? She chose cyberbullying, and she's married to one of the most notorious cyberbullies there are in this day and age. Her husband, which is our president, hates foreigners, or the very least sides/supports organizations that spew hatred. And she's a foreigner. I'm not even sure if she can speak English because I haven't heard the heifer really speak much. And she sits there and acts like she's present, but she's not fully present. So either, she's not halfway there, she's drunk, she's high, or she's fucking asleep because she's with this old ass man. Either way, she's not fully sure what the fuck's going on or it's a complete act. She's the first lady, I believe, not by choice. I don't think her being first lady is something that she was passionate about. I believe she is married to Trump and she's basically on his bus for the ride as long as he's going to have her on that motherfucking bus. And she is trying to play the part to the best of her ability, appearance-wise. As far as actions behind that, she's lacking very heavily. And that is why I'm saying she is not first lady by choice. I believe she's living in a snake pit with one of the biggest snakes of them all, which is Trump. Her nightmare of a life with Trump right now is magnified and put on display because he is the United States president. I mean, before he was on the presidential platform and ran a campaign and before he became president, yes, he was famous and he was popular, but she had some type of privacy from his madness. It wasn't to the extent that it is today, which is it's worldwide. Everyone can see what he does, how he does it, and who he is, and it's on display, which means she's on display also. I don't think she knows how or she really wants to step out into the spotlight because everywhere you look or turn, her crazy ass motherfucking old husband is always doing some stupid shit. So for her to step out and actually try to be first lady, now that she actually is putting herself up. She's putting herself up for fire. I mean, she's getting shot. Like people lined up, the shooting squad is there, and they're going to murder your motherfucking ass. She is not trying to have that done to herself. So I think she is mostly eye candy for Trump's dead ass. That's what she is. She's eye candy for the president. She's married to a prune. I mean, she had no choice but to choose a cause, and she chose cyberbullying. And I believe there's a message, there's a hidden meaning, there's some significance behind it. I know a lot of people, they're laughing, saying, okay, you know what? This is crazy. How is she choosing cyberbullying? And she's married to one of the biggest bullies in the world. But I think this woman is smart as hell, and I think what she's done is strategic. You and I both know that her husband wants a yes woman. Pretty ass woman on his arm, but a yes woman. She can't be married to a man like Trump and have strong thoughts and opinions. And if she does, that shit has been buried, incinerated, cremated, it's done, it's burned, it's done. She has locked that shit away and she is not sharing it. Do you actually think she's going to tell this motherfucker, STFU, shut the fuck up, go suck a bottle? Hell no. She's using her first lady platform to help accent or draw greater attention on her bullying ass husband. Now here's the tricky part. She can't actually pursue her cyberbullying platform like a first lady normally would because she cannot address it. She cannot answer the questions that would be received from her audience, from the press, in regards to her being married to the biggest bully. And even if she attempted to address those questions about cyberbullying in regards to her husband and her stepchildren, she would have to lie like Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And I don't think she's built like the lying machine, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Because if she were to actually answer those questions honestly, she would receive a torrent of verbal and emotional abuse from our president. Of course, it would be behind the scenes, but I believe he's abusive. I have no proof, but looking at how he acts with others in public, can you imagine being married to that man behind closed doors and someone's telling him no? What you're saying is lie. It's a false. You're acting like a coward. You're acting like a bully. No, he would verbally abuse him. He wants people to tell him what he wants to hear. He wants people to sniff his tip. and tell him what the stank of his asshole smells like, and it better be something that this motherfucker wants to hear, or he's coming for your ass. You can look at her and tell that she does not want to cause any problems with her and her husband, Trump. I mean, do you actually think this lady wants to start all over again? She has a young son, and he's one of the most powerful men in the world. Imagine how he would bully and haunt her and her life. And she has this young child. And I don't think she's built from a feisty stock, that she can basically go head to head, toe to toe with this man. So I think she's actually waiting on pins and needles for one, his ass to croak because he's old as fuck. Two, to be proven unfit because he's crazy as hell. Or three, for Mueller to take his fucking lying, thieving, fucking bankrupt filing ass to jail. That's what I think she's waiting for. Melania Trump, she is pigeonholed. She has nowhere to run. She has nowhere to hide. And she has a child with if not the most powerful man in the world. So I believe her choice in regards to standing up or laying down is to lay down. And in this case, laying down, I personally do not believe she's acting in a cowardly manner, but I believe she's being strategic and she's looking at the full picture and she's playing the cards that she's been dealt, and she's trying to do it to the best of her ability. Does it mean her laying down that she's complicit or complacent? I mean, she has a child. She has to look out for herself. I mean, you may ask, where's her loyalty? Is it with her and her child, or is it with Trump? I mean, which one, what's most important? But she's a wife, she's a woman, and she's a mother. It's not for me or you to decide what's right for her. She has to make self-honoring decisions. And you may say, well, as First Lady, she's a role model. She has to represent something. She has to stand up for something. Well, let me tell you this. She can't represent anything if she's not making decisions that's honoring to her and her values and her view. So you can't save someone from drowning when you can't swim your damn self. So we have to open our minds and our hearts a little bit more, because we can never fully understand what is going on behind the scenes. But if I had to put my money on something, I think she has a seething undercurrent of disgust for this man. I mean, she's a woman with beauty and elegance. She's married to this disgusting troll. So even though she puts on this face in the act, there's no way that her as a woman, as a mother, would want her son to behave in such a manner. Or she would want a daughter, if she had one, to be treated in this manner. Or to hear someone like the President of the United States act like a dick. A certified, well, actually in his case, uncertified dick, a prick. So she may like it, she may not, but I think she's between a rock and Trump. Not a rock in a hard spot, but a rock and Trump. And frankly, I think she needs to blast his ass out of this universe and move the fuck on. But she will do it in her time. She will do it in her way. And if we're all lucky, maybe it'll happen sooner than later. So you might be thinking right now that I'm full of shit, complete shit, because of what I said about Melania Trump. But you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. It's just like an asshole. Everyone has one. And frankly, so do I. We can agree to disagree. Now, moving on, I want to talk about Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is an ambassador for the U.S. to the United Nations. And she gave an interview. And during that interview, she was actually asked what she thought about the women sharing allegations about her boss, our president, President Trump. And she said that all women sharing allegations of sexual misconduct should be heard, even if the allegations are against Trump. Now, when this interview was brought to Trump's attention, he became very, very, very angry. He does not like a diverging opinion when it comes to him or anything to do with him. And he felt that, she went off Trump's reservation. Like she lost her damn mind. She stepped out of line and she's being disloyal. But, I think there's a fine line between being loyal to Trump's administration, his family, or his business interests, and being loyal to citizens of the United States. I mean, we are first and foremost, not him and his groupies or his entourage. I think he wants to mind control any and all people, including us as citizens of the United States, even around the world. If he can just have a humongous fan club full of all the people on the face of this earth, basically sniffing his dick and telling him what a great guy he is, I think he would be unbelievably happy. So, how is he going to achieve the ultimate mind control of every citizen or every human being on this earth? I think he would like to give people a lobotomy. And a lobotomy is when someone drills into your skull and they fuck with your brain. So he's going to take his tiny surgical dick, drill into our minds, and then take that little surgical dick and basically start scrambling our brains. Because for us to be citizens of this country, of this world, we have to be not right in the head to follow the bullshit, the lies that he continuously perpetrates. On second thought, I don't think this limp dick motherfucker could actually even scramble our brains, because at the age of 86 or 75 or whatever he's pushing, can he actually still get it up? Like, seriously, can he actually still get it up? So I think that's another reason why he's such a bully and he's so macho, because he's lost his stick. He's lost his dick, in addition to losing his goddamn mind. But eventually, dealing with Trump, being around Trump, he contaminates you. He pollutes you. He basically, eventually turns everyone into a self-serving liar. Look at Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Look at his chief of staff, John Kelly. John Kelly had an impeccable career until he hooked up with Trump. And the next thing you know, he is telling lies on national TV. John Kelly, with his military service, who prides himself on truth, justice, and integrity, has been blatantly caught lying about some shit defending Trump. It's a disgrace. And I know he will probably not admit it, John Kelly, but it's a disgrace. What he's done is a disgrace to everything that he has earned and he has achieved. And he will justify it in his head saying, you know what, I did it because I'm serving my country. But countries are made up of people. And the country is the sum action, the aggregate sum of everyone's choices and actions. And if we all begin justifying our lies, our treason, our treachery, our manipulation, our deception, then what exactly is America going to be made up of? How is that going to make America great? John Kelly has become Trump's next pissing stump. And if you don't know what a stump is, it's basically the part of the tree that's left when the main tree has been cut off, shredded or taken away. He's Trump's pissing stump. Trump has turned him into a liar, and it's been proven. And I mean, what can you say after this point? He's playing with pigs in the mud, and when you play with pigs, you're going to get dirty. And John Kelly has unfortunately tarnished his record. He's going to be a part of history, and he's going to be a part of this bullshit that's going on in our country. Now, I don't have a problem with having a Republican president. I don't have a problem with having a Democratic president. The only problem I have is that our leader needs to be a leader. A leader leads. A leader bridges gaps, and a leader tries to bring all, if not most people along in a common direction that benefits our nation. So I don't want you to get it twisted or confused. That's part of having a democracy. Sometimes you're going to have a Democratic president. Sometimes you're going to have a Republican president. It's just how things are. And that's one of the things that makes our nation great. But when people are blatantly lying, manipulating, and turning things to their advantage because they are basically abusing their power, then that's when I got a problem with it. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, you're purple, you're green, or wherever the fuck you come from. Wrong is wrong and right is right. And it doesn't matter what religious text that you use for your spirituality. Wrong is still goddamn wrong. Back to Nikki. Nikki Haley said she was proud of the strength and courage that the women displayed, bringing their truth to the forefront, knowing that they would be accused of lying and they would try to humiliate and bully them for speaking their truth about one of the most powerful men in this nation. But what I think Nikki forgot to take pride in her actions, because she showed strength and courage. She's actually shown more strength and courage than a lot of people that are in Trump's administration. She's shown more strength and courage than a lot of politicians. And I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats alike, because people have conveniently put shades on, blinders on, or pulled the hood over their own goddamn heads and are refusing to look at things that are just not basically right on a human decency level. And she had the courage to step out of the crowd, step out of the muck, step out of the dirt and say, you know what? I don't know if what these women are saying are true or not, but at least they should be heard, respected, and understood that this could possibly be true and it could possibly be false. And it's amazing that she didn't say the president was guilty of what he was being accused of. All she said was, I am proud of the women for showing strength and speaking their truth, and they should at least be heard, whether it's about our president, motherfucking Scooby-Doo, or fucking Mickey Mouse. That is all she said. And if that man can't stand that, it shows a level of insecurity, deep insecurity, that is sickening for a person to be leading this nation. Because to be as successful as he claims he is, and as rich as he claims he is, how the fuck are you gonna have thin skin? You've been on this earth for almost a goddamn century, and you can't take someone having a different opinion. You get upset. Not everyone's gonna love you. Most people can't stand your ass. And the people that are pretending to like you, they're using you. They don't like you. Your hair's fucked up. Your skin color looks like you have, orange juice jaundice. And no one can stand fucking listening to you because you sound like a puppy without a brain that can talk. So if all these people are around you and they're telling you what the fuck that you want to hear, believe you me, they're using you and they're feeding your insecurities to get what they want and get ahead. And it's simply as that. So I think Nikki Haley chose to stand up in this regard instead of lay down. Now, I'm not saying standing up is better than laying down, but in this regard, she chose to stand up, unlike a lot of Republicans who are worried about how many bullshit laws and legislative changes that they can get through with Trump as a president. And while they're controlling the House and Senate, they're having a bonanza. They're doing shit that they haven't thought through. All they know is we have a short window and we can't stand our president, but we're going to use this opportunity to advance shit that no longer makes sense in 2018, but we're going to get it done because we've been waiting for half a century, 50 years to get this shit done. And we've never had this opportunity. So we're going to do it, whether it's right or wrong. And we'll figure out later. But at least we can say we are true Republicans because we got the shit done. Even if it's from the 1950s, what we're trying to get done, we got it done and we should be proud of ourselves. Sarah Huckabee Sanders and John Kelly may be playing in the mud with the main pig, but these motherfucking Republicans, they're not playing in the mud. They are taking the pig shit. That's what I said. They're taking the shit from the pig and they're shoving it in their mouths, their ears, their asses, and their eyes. That is what they're doing. They're saying, oh, give me more. Give me more shit. feed it to me, shove it to me. Oh, I love it. Just give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. As long as I can advance legislation that gets me and my family ahead and others who are like me, I'll keep taking shit. I'll take it any way you can give it to me. They're fucking assholes. They're selling out the Republican supporters base, and they're selling out the United States citizens. They're selling out all of us, because I think they've lost their goddamn minds, to be honest with you. They've lost their minds because they have moved away from realizing that they are elected by the people to represent and support the people. And they are not doing that. They're doing the opposite. And even if they're saying, you know what, fuck Democrats, fuck the blue states, at least look out for the majority of your base, of the Republican base, of your supporters. Not these crazy ass motherfuckers who are talking nonsense. You know, they hear voices from fucking aliens from another planet. But I'm talking about reasonable, balanced Republican supporters. They have forgotten them. And yes, not all Republicans are rich. Some are lower middle class, some are middle class, some are upper class, but not all of them are wealthy. And the things that they're putting through, they're putting their base in jeopardy, severely in jeopardy. A light bulb just went off in my head. You know, maybe having Trump, he has basically pulled the curtains back on everything that's been going on in our political realm. To be honest with you, most politicians, they start off with good intentions and eventually they start lying. They start lying to themselves. They start lying to their supporters or their voters, and they do whatever's necessary to get things done, because it's a crooked world. So maybe, you know, some of you people thought I lost my damn mind, but, you know, maybe it's possible that he's putting what's been going on all along, what's been going on behind closed doors, but wasn't in our face. Maybe he's shoving the shit in our face and making us take a long, hard, deep look in the mirror. Because let's be honest, he's not the first liar, Trump. He's not going to be the last liar. And if you look at a lot of, you know, our senators and congressmen, they start off with the best of intentions, but the longer and longer they serve our country, they all become crooked in the end. So maybe, you know, maybe I need to cut the man some slack and realize it doesn't matter if you're from a blue state or a red state, you're Democratic, you're Republican. The fact is, people are lying. Now, some people are lying willingly. Well, lying for a cause. Like, you know, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I mean, listen to her. She knows the shit she says doesn't make any goddamn sense. But she's doing it, and she's doing it to the best of her ability. I mean, have you actually listened to her voice? She sounds like Foghorn Leghorn from Bugs Bunny. More than likely, every time I hear her say, what these women are saying are not true, the voters have spoke, we have no evidence, she probably doesn't know what it's like to be violated in a manner that is not of your choosing. And if she goes around sounding like Foghorn Leghorn, I mean, hell, I don't want to be around the hoe to begin with. So, I mean, what the fuck? So maybe one day, hopefully it never happens, maybe one day someone does something to violate her, and it doesn't necessarily have to be sexually. It could be in another way. And maybe at that point in time, she can have some type of compassion towards someone, because right now, I don't think she gets it. And she's not showing any type of human compassion, decency. She's not even showing that maybe fuck being a woman or man. I don't think she gets it, or she doesn't want to get it because she has some goals in her mind. But you know what? There's enough perverts in this world to go around. And maybe one day, one of those perverts, she will catch one of those perverts' attentions. And then at that point in time, let's see what the fuck she says when she says, this person did this to me. And everyone turns around and say, you know what? You're a fucking liar. Sit the fuck down. Go have some fucking chocolate. And actually, you know what? Crawl the fuck in the closet and close the door. Let's see how she feels when someone basically deadens her voice. And then she can think about all the many times that she's got up on that platform and gave an interview in front of our nation, in front of the world, and basically called these women liars and discredit them. Let's see how she feels when that happens to her. All of these motherfuckers. All of these motherfuckers. Man, I love the way I sound. Motherfuckers. 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 Don't you like it too? But seriously, all of these people are the laying down type. And they're taking it in whatever hole of their choosing. But they are taking it. And I guess we'll see where this journey ends at the end of the day. But, I mean, they're lying. Nikki Haley did something that was very courageous. And she's shown to have more balls and more spine than most people that are in Trump's entourage. And I hope more people can take a few pointers from her and realize, you know what, you have to step out and call a spade. And hopefully they can start doing that more frequently, because you can't just keep supporting lies. Then you start living in an alternate realm that's not based on reality. Roy Moore. He's like a bad case of the Donald mumps. Oh, I meant Donald Trump. This guy is refusing to lose a race that he's already lost. I mean, what can you say about that? He's refusing to lose a race that he's lost. And everybody else knows he's lost. But this motherfucker refuses to accept the fact that he's lost. Now, if he was a normal person, I would say he was a stand-up type of guy. But to call this motherfucker stand-up, I just can't do it, because that would be an oxymoron. Now, the moron part is right in regards to him. But stand-up, no, he's not a stand-up guy. His actions are trying to give the appearance of being stand-up because he's doing it for a cause. But this dude, oh boy, he is not, he's not a stand-up guy. So I'm going to refrain from saying that in regards to him. This motherfucker has twiddled his dick in the presence of a minor and coochie chases teenage girls. And he's surprised or in denial, complete denial about the fact that he lost the election. He actually made a video and said, "Fuck all of y'all. I ain't going nowhere, bitches." Now, that's my summary of the video. But essentially, that is what he's saying. He's saying, fuck y'all, fuck all of y'all who's saying who I said I lost. I ain't lost. I'm going to find some votes for some dead motherfuckers in the grave. I'm going to get votes from overseas. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to prove to y'all suckers that I've actually won. Now, everyone else has moved on and they have accepted the fact that a Democrat has won the election. But this bitch ass fucker is not going to give up. He's saying he didn't lose because he said he won. He said, I didn't lose because I said I won. Now, people usually are elected with votes. Now, this motherfucker is saying, fuck the people's votes. I said I won because I was convinced I won. Until you motherfucker people started tattling on me about how I like to play with my dick and chase teenage coochie, and you have fucked my shit up. So I ain't going nowhere. I won. I'm going to DC, and I don't give a fuck if y'all like it or not, because I ain't going nowhere, bitches. That's what he said. And you know what else he said? What the fuck do y'all know anyway? I'm the true fighter against abortion, sodomy, and materialism. So since he's the true fighter against abortion, sodomy, and materialism, it makes sense that he would have to go to DC and that the Democratic candidate didn't win. It makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you? No, he sounds like a crazy ass ranting fool. I probably do also, but that's beside the point. This is my goddamn show, so you're going to work with me here. Now, he is the true fighter against materialism. He's the true fighter against materialism. Has this bastard forgotten how people get elected? It's called money, cash dollars, dinero, moolah. That is how you get elected. Campaign contributions are not given at motherfucking Skittles and Starburst. It's money. So what the fuck is he talking about as far as being the advocator or the defender, the champion against materialism? Seriously, what the fuck is he talking about? I know his bitch ass drives a luxury car, a luxury gas guzzling car, because I know I do. So how is he going to say that he's against materialism? You and I both know he's not living in no damn tent on the fucking street parked at the stop sign. So all that's materialism. Or does he want us to believe that he is riding around on a sun-powered magic carpet with teenage girls stuck in a goddamn genie body? Like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? He makes no motherfucking sense. And if anyone has a brain, and I know all of us have a brain, if you sit down and start trying to connect the dots on this shit, it doesn't make sense. He's against materialism. But everything that he is striving for and fighting for has to do with money. Money makes the motherfucking world go around. Money is what gets him elected. Money is what feeds his motherfucking pale, wrinkly ass. But he's against materialism? He supports Trump. And Trump is a goddamn president who basically goes to his own hotels as our president, which generates money, generates revenue for him. The president owns the statement MAGA, Make America Great Again. He is getting paid from this. But Moore wants us to believe that he is against materialism when all his actions say, I love it, I relish it, and I'm bathing myself in it. Now, he's also against sodomy. How the fuck is this man going to be against sodomy when he's chased so much teenage ass? Motherfucker, please. He's been trying to stick his dick in whatever teenage ass he can get. And the fact is, someone's pulled the curtains open on his ass and he's been exposed. So now he's trying to confuse, deflect, deny whatever dirty shit he's been doing over the years. But this motherfucker is not against materialism and he's not against sodomy. He likes ass way too much. Now, the ass may happen to be on teenage girls instead of men, but the fact is, ass is ass. It doesn't matter what color, what shape, an ass is an ass. So this motherfucker cannot sit here and say that he's against sodomy because he wants to get sucked, licked, or the very least sniffed by these teenage girls who he's been chasing for years. Bitch, please. That's what I got to say to him. But I will do this. I will give him credit for fighting for the cause. Even though the cause is for his punk ass, he at least showed some gumption. So I got to give his trifling ass something. So I'm going to give him some credit for being a sorry ass loser and for standing up for himself. I wanted to end this episode with a bang, but unfortunately, the dude that I'm talking about, I have serious doubts about whether he can get it up, let alone give us a bang. So you're going to have to take what I have and make the most of it and just be very forgiving like I am, because we are talking about Eric Trump. Now, Mr. Eric Trump gave an interview and he said the 21 sexual misconduct allegations that ranged from harassment, assault, and rape is total nonsense. And this is in regards to his father. These allegations are directed towards our President Trump. This little motherfucker stated or implied also that Kirsten Gillibrand was making political escort calls or visits to President Trump to get money. Yes, let me say this again. This stupid ass motherfucker who has a father that has 21 different women accusing his father of harassment, assault, and rape, has basically said that another political figure that's serving our nation was making political escort calls or visits to his father. Now, you have to be a dumb bastard to say some shit like that. Because if Kirsten Gillibrand was actually making hoe calls, booty calls to his father, President Trump, to get money for her campaign, then that would make his daddy a John. And Kirsten would have been turning the tricks. Is that something that you really want to say about your father? Because you're not really helping his cause at all. You're basically giving a subtle message. And what I being the intelligent black Sheba that I am, have inferred is that your father has, and probably continues to do so, hire escorts for his pleasing and his doing. And he's definitely done it before he became president. And I'm pretty damn sure he's probably going to do it after being president, if he's not doing it right now already and he just hasn't been caught. So how can this bastard ass sit here and say that about his father? He doesn't have a leg to stand on. Matter of fact, the motherfucker doesn't have a dick to stand on. Fuck his legs. He doesn't have a dick to stand on. How is it that every time something they don't like or don't want to hear is said, they basically say it's baseless, it's unfounded, it's nonsense? How is it that everything that someone says that is contradictory or negative about them is not true? How self-serving or how blind and how blind can you be? I mean, they lack complete self-awareness and they're in denial. They think they are perfect and maybe they think they parted the motherfucking Red Sea. I don't know what it is, but something is not right. And I can see the insecurity. You can have so much wealth, success, and power and still feel like an ant. That's what these people are. Inside, they're ants. Even an ant has more important than these folks because an ant doesn't need their dick sucked, sniffed, or blown on continuously to make them feel or know that they're important. An ant knows its place and worth. And these people are sucking up life's energy, life's force to make themselves feel greater. Because you know what? When you're not good at heart and you do bad things, it sucks away all that positive, good energy that helps people glow and attract wonderful things in our life. These people are nasty. They're fundamentally nasty and selfish. What else can be said? During this same interview, he then goes on to say that our government's political playbook is based on distraction, disruption, hurt, bashing, defaming, or doing whatever you can for your own political gain. He said it's a shame we don't have morals or better character. Okay, he must have ate his Wheaties that morning because clearly he has lost his damn mind, or really he needs to be locked in a padded room and a fucking straitjacket in a crazy house. Matter of fact, you know what I think? I think he should fire his PR person, or the PR person, public relations person that he's working with should drop their asses, because it makes all of them look like assholes, deceiving assholes, and they should be stripped of every ounce of power because they're not fit to lead or represent our nation and what America's about. Like, it's utterly, fundamentally wrong. You cannot just lie, and then when it suits you, you can turn and say, well, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Why the double standard? If it's right for you, then it must be right over here. You can't they like to dish it, but they can't take it. And I can't stand weak ass punk motherfuckers. If you step into a ring to start a fight and you actually met your match, you need to get ready to get knocked the fuck out and don't complain about it. Because if you can't win the fight, you should have never stepped into the ring. You should have never put the gloves on, and you should have never raised your hands and tried to swing. And that's what I feel like they do. They start shit, and then when they get it back, they lie, deflect, deny everything that he says our political system's based on, which is probably true. But it's the rule book that they use in addition to using it on social media. So you can't sit here and say, it's okay for me, but it's not okay for you. It's a complete shit show. I could have more respect and understanding for him if he actually acknowledged this is what my father did to win. And today now, I don't agree with how things are done and how it went down, and use his platform, his father's platform, to make a difference. But instead, they want to play dirty. And then when other people want to get dirty with them, they say, no. We need to have better standards. We need to have better morals. Fuck off and go fuck yourself, okay? It's a classic bully playbook. You knock someone down, you harass and taunt them, and then when they get up to beat your ass, you want to talk about how bullying is not right. No, motherfucker, you get ready to get your ass beat. You get ready to get served. And maybe later when you pull my foot out of your ass, then you can realize you can get your fucking story straight and maybe screw your fucking head on and maybe lead a decent life at some point. What I've learned in life is that everyone gets a turn to get fucked over. You just have to wait for the wheel of fortune. But I guarantee you, what's up today will be down tomorrow, and what's down tomorrow will be up today. Everyone gets a turn. And that's the shit that people need to remember, because just because you're hot today, you can be a non-motherfucking factor tomorrow. And that is what happens. And that is why people like Eric Trump needs trickery to stay relevant. Because if he actually did something that was worth something to someone else besides him and his father, then he wouldn't have to resort to lies, deceit, and manipulation. But you know what? Not everyone's going to be the same, and that's what makes the world what it is. You got people who are striving to be good, and you got people who are striving to be not so good, and I guess we have to make the most of it. Are you disappointed this episode has come to an end? Well, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D and D. Now you can try and slide into my DM. But I will kick your ass back out. So what I suggest you do is hop into my DM or leave a comment on one of my posts. This episode's real talk question: is actively standing up for a cause better than taking a passive approach to support a cause? Post your real talk answers on my Twitter page or my Instagram page. Let me know what you think about this episode by rating my show. My next ridiculous episode is called If You Look, Then You Shall Find. The release date for episode 9 is January 19th, 2018. Finally, I am closing this show with some real talk. Is it better to stand up or lay down? It really depends on a person's perspective and or their intentions, their circumstances, and even their nature. We never know what's really going on in someone's mind or behind the scenes. All we can see is what is in front of us. And sometimes it's best for us to take a step back, take a moment, and really look at all the chess pieces at play, even the ones that you can't readily see, and see if you can get a clear picture of what's going on before we try to put a label or judge a situation. We have to trust and believe deep down that, everyone on some level, even as maybe if it's the size of an atom, is working for the betterment of mankind. But even when it's clear that a motherfucker ain't right and they're mean, evil, and selfish, we have to believe and we have to try to make the good outweigh the not so good. And depending on what's going on in the climate of the world today, standing up may be what is needed. But there are also times in the world where laying down and being a pacifist and not being violent is also important. History tells everything. History tells us what works, what doesn't work, but at the end of the day, it's about timing and having a strategy and approach. And during the civil rights movement, there were some people who believed that, violence was the way. And there were other people who felt that being calm and focused and pacifist was the best approach. So I'm not going to say one side is right or wrong, but what I will tell you for sure is this. Make sure your intentions are clear. Make sure you have a strategy and goal. And whatever you choose to do, whether it's standing up or lay down, timing is key. Timing can give you success or complete failure. So hold off from judging others. If you feel something is not going as planned and you can help get it back on track, then offer your services. But if you're not willing to do a goddamn thing to help a person move something wrong, then you know what? You should shut the fuck up, keep your opinions to yourself. Now, I didn't say don't have any opinions. But if your opinions are not helping to improve or move things along, you ain't got to share that shit. Keep it to your damn self. Share it to someone else who doesn't want to do a goddamn thing like yourself. But if you're willing to take up something, whether it be sitting down in numbers and showing strength, or getting a voice and rallying people, you do that. But make sure you have a purpose, because life is too bloody short to be wasting it away being clueless and lazy. I mean, get your shit together. How was that for some ridiculous honesty? For immediate episode access, engage with the show with a simple click to subscribe or follow. And give this podcast and each episode a review rating in iTunes and Spotify. Now give my episode links to friends, family, and associates. Give it to your frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. Another episode of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. If you would like to ask me a general question, provide your comments, or make a topic suggestion, then email me at difficultanddemanding@gmail.com. Please follow the show on Instagram at difficultanddemanding, Twitter at Mrs. D&D, and Facebook at I Am Difficult and Demanding.